Welcome to our new series, The 200 Movie Challenge. Our goal this year is to watch 200 movies that we haven't seen yet. If you want to listen to the full podcast where this clip is from, the link will be in the description. Now enjoy today's movie.
But Soto, you got one more film. You actually watched 3 this week. Like it's
One
been a
more.
while since you watched
I
3
did.
in a week. I don't know how long it's been. So
Did
what
not
was your
plan it.
final? This
Didn't
one
plan
looks. We've talked a lot of horror. I guess you start off with Devil's Wear Prada, horror of the boss. But this one looks very happy. I don't know if it ends up happy, but I got to hear about this one. I just who's in it. You're oh God, this isn't good, is it? All right, Soto, go ahead. Tell me what.
No. There's a reason I'm saying, oh man, but my next movie of my trilogy of, I'm pretty sure pre-COVID movies that I watched last week. This is a movie that I don't remember hearing about, or I had no idea about at all. But it's called The Big Year. Came out in 2011. Stars Steve Martin, Jack Black, and Owen Wilson. Now, why I'm saying oh man is because the main theme of this movie feel like is so foreign to you, because we've had discussions before where you're like, I think I've asked you, I'm like, do you even hear the birds outside when you're like walking around? You're like, I don't, because you're in your mind, if it doesn't exist, if you don't care about it, it does not exist. And correct me if I'm wrong, but like birds, how do you feel about them? Like the ones that are outside just when you're going out to your car.
They're just doing their thing. I don't mind them.
But like you don't really think about it. Like obviously you're doing your poster route and everything, but you don't think about birds, do you?
How many of us truly think about birds, though? I mean, I know people have bird. Actually, it's funny. Sorry, so you bring.
How many of us?
I say that as my wife
birds,
is. My wife has put like a bird feeder and a bird bath up there because there's some birds and they won't use it, and she gets pissed at them. She's like, "Just use the fucking bird bath. It's there for you guys." Yeah. So,
Chad.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I love birds.
I know Cardinals. We talked about this.
I go outside. I have an app called Merlin that identifies bird calls. I go and I actively watch birds. I have a pair of socks that says I'm a bird dad because, like, in my last job, everybody knew that I love birds, so they got me all this sort of bird stuff, bird watching. They got me a book on identifying birds around here. I got like a bird call thing. So, like, I love birds. When I go outside and I'm going out for a walk, like, I'm actively trying to identify birds and their bird calls. And I can, for the most part, do a decent amount. But I am huge into birds. This only happened to me as I got older. It's like an internet joke, of course, but like you become one kind of person in your 40s. But I love birds. When I go outside, I'm very acutely aware of what birds are singing and what birds are talking. In the morning, I know what kind of birds come out, and I know what kind of birds come out in twilight. I love birds. I know you do not share this interest of birds.
No, I don't. I'm not going to lie. I don't.
You're like, I don't. So,
I mean, when I see like something flying up above, like an eagle or something, like, oh, that's very majestic, and then I go about my day. Like, do not get me wrong. It's not like I do not share the same passion.
Right, you're like, oh, black-capped chickadee, or house sparrow, or blue jay, or grackle. Or
I know what a blue jay is. You got me there. Yes, I think I'm 1 for 4 there. All right, anyhow.
So a big year is when you basically decide that you're going to watch as many birds as possible and identify them, and then it's like recorded. And so these 3 characters like have different motivations for trying to basically see and identify as many as they can for a year. And I know your brain is already like, what the fuck?
That ain't happening. I know where we're going. I'm like, no. Soto, you can record yourself and I will happily put it on the channel. Just give me the footage. I will do that for you. It won't take much. I just whatever. If you want to start a podcast, and we're going off a rant here on your movie, but if you want to start a podcast talking about birds, I will happily set it up. You talk and fine. Yeah, no, I'm not recording you, watching birds, but I think it would be hilarious. But no, anyhow, go on.
Yeah, so Owen Wilson's character is like the record holder in the world of like seeing a record amount of birds in a year and recording it. I think it's like 732 birds that he sees. And so Steve Martin is kind of like a guy, same thing as like Devil Wears Prada, this kind of idea I talked about earlier, where he's retired. He's trying to focus on what's important in his life, which I love this theme, by the way. Leaving your job and focusing on like your grandkids and focusing on, the things that really fucking matter, right? Because your job, I'm sorry, everybody who's hearing this, your job doesn't fucking matter. You can be as cool as you are, you can get as high as you can in the corporate chain, but the only thing that matters are the people around you and your family and those experiences. Because, when we do die, like those are the things that you will remember, not actually working. And so Steve Martin plays this kind of character who's just, he loves birds, he's retiring, and he just kind of wants to like see how many birds he can see in a year. Try to beat the record. And then Jack Black's like an up and coming like software developer engineer, and he also loves birds, and he listens to birds on his spare time, and he can identify them just by sound and everything. And so all three of these characters are competing in a big year to try to see who can see the most birds in 12 months in North America specifically. Owen Wilson obviously plays Owen Wilson the prick. And then Jack Black and Steve Martin kind of develop like a sort of alliance and kind of understanding a love of birds. And so it's very much, if you can understand this, I know you can, but it's a gentle comedy, really. Like it doesn't ask a lot of you. If you enjoy birds and you enjoy birding and the concept of birding, you're going to really like this movie because it's going to have a lot of Easter eggs for that. But it is a very low sort of, how do I say, like just kind of, you don't have to really think when you're watching this movie. Like you are just kind of enjoying it, happening it. There are funny times. It's got a heartfelt message. And I was actually quite surprised by how much I enjoyed this movie. I think I enjoyed it because of the birds, but it had that same kind of idea of being like, will you sacrifice your family and the things that you love for your passion? And I mentioned that with Devil Wears Prada. It's like, and the same thing with the Big Ear. It's like, okay, like, is your record so important to you that you will literally delete everything else that is like actually more important? Like, what are you left with after that? Like, okay, you beat your own record and you're the best in the world and you've seen the most birds that you can, but you've lost everything else. Like, what does that mean? And I really like that about this movie. I enjoyed the shit out of this movie, to be quite honest with you. I love birds. And I love Steve Martin, Jack Black, and Owen Wilson. I think, they kind of played who they are through this movie, but I enjoyed it. It was just about priorities and, are your passions worth it? And I really liked how this movie was. I don't know who has seen this movie or who likes this movie. I'm sure it was a Blockbuster on the wall, maybe before I left.
Remember
I left in 2011.
you said 2011, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
I was still at Blockbuster through 2012.
you were.
But then again, yeah, because 2012 is when I left. But I think 2011 was, it depends well, when you say 2011, mind you, that's probably the theatrical release of 2012, but that was kind of the time when they were buying them, they were kind of, buying so many copies from Walmart. I fucking hate it. That's just ran for another day. So yeah, I don't, like I said, when you said this and I saw the cover, the cover doesn't, I did not recognize it. Obviously I never heard of it. And the fact is that I'm like, oh, that's weird. But anyhow, yeah, so I agree with you. I don't think it was there, but I could be wrong.
Maybe we couldn't afford it at that time at Blockbuster. Remember, we had to go to Walmart to buy stuff.
That's what I just said. Yeah, I hated that, but
Yeah.
but as you said, Soto, this movie found you when it needed to find you. You didn't have to watch it back there. You watched it now as you're older.
I did, yeah. And back then I didn't give a shit about birds. Obviously, like you remember what it was like back then. So it was nice to watch, and it was very easy to digest. And again, I think kind of how you feel about birds and how you like birds and how you understand how birds are just a wonderful part of nature will go a long way in whether or not you enjoy this movie. If you don't give a fuck about birds in your day to day, this movie might not make any sense to you. I mean, you'll understand like what they're trying to do because it is a story and it has 3 act structure and there is a resolution. But I just enjoyed the kind of celebration about birds, and then also, again, like I've mentioned several times, just weighing out your priorities versus your passion, and what makes sense, and what's important to you. So, the ultimate question is,
Where
of
does this go
course,
on your list?
where does this rank? And I'm pretty comfortable with ranking this. To be quite honest, I'm going to rank it at 24. That's going to go right under Chef.
Nope. I'll type that in there. There we go. Hey, not too bad. 24. It's a good number. Well, it's a good number.
Like
with
me some
the fact they saw 66 movies, but
it is. I mean, I love me some good Steve Martin, and it was a much
that
more
was great.
enjoyable Jack Black movie than Minecraft was for me this year. So, yeah, it's the best Jack Black movie I think I've seen this year.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I'll be honest. No, I'm not rushing out to see this, but I never even heard of it.
But
that's
check
okay.
out Birds, man. They're pretty.
Birds. But Soto, that is 6 movies we talked about this week. It's been a while since we've done this many movies. I can't remember. It's been a few months. It's kind of great. I mean, yes, we talked longer than usual, but yeah, it had a lot of interesting movies. We had a movie about birds, a movie about quarantines, and shitty bosses. So definitely a full week. But do you have any plans?
Nice.
Do you know what you're watching for next week?
I have no fucking clue.
I love that.
I've been thinking about that Predator movie, like the anthology one.
Prey? Is that what it's called?
I don't fucking. Well, no, it's called like Predator Hunting Grounds. It's on Hulu.
Oh.
But I don't know. Like it's more of an animated thing, but because I haven't seen too many animated movies on my list. But I don't know. I don't have anything burning. But of course, I'm gonna turn on the old streaming cable box and see what just jumps out at me, and we'll go from there. So
just press play. So, but yeah,
press play.
That will do it for the 200 movie challenge. We are now 130 in. We will be doing this again next week. Don't know what movies. But this is the best part. You just kind of see what's on, go for the ride, and hope you enjoy it. And there's not much more to say. Just go out there and watch some good movies. And if you want to, go watch some birds as well.